Right, so hello everyone. Today is Creator in Residence stream number 7 with Kuroy.
Hello, everyone. This is Kuroy.
That's Kuroy. And he's going to, well, we're going to take a look at IMVU Studio today.
Yes,
So we're just going to
closer
have a
look.
look at, what are we doing?
Taking closer look right into the studio.
All right, yeah, so we'll probably be looking at, products that you can import and some of the things that you can do with Studio.
Yeah, all the features, right?
Yeah,
We have
because there's lots of
here.
them now. So take it. Oh wait. Yeah. Check. Okay. Right. Okay. Take it away.
All right. Yeah.
Too many
Hello.
buttons. Too many buttons to press.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Okay. Hello, everyone. Yeah. If you, before we start, if you have any questions or ideas, what could we cover today? Also, with Studio, of course. So just don't forget to comment, and we will try to comment or just perform this action live. So, all right. So as you can see, this product is almost contains almost all the features that are in Studio, and this is Halloween one. But we are not going to just take a look on it. But
When
let's
is
just start.
Halloween? Oh,
When?
October.
Yeah, it's still time, but
Oh, okay.
as a measure, you have to be prepared, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The sooner you make products, the
Yeah.
better. All right. So because those are those seasons. So all right. So if you already have installed Studio, you are probably familiar with the interface and all the features, but we will just take a closer look on all the features, and at least we will try to cover most of them today. If users have just some kind of ideas, just let us know. All right, so when it comes to basic features, as you can see, this is just my main I don't know how you call it, pulpit or main dashboard, maybe like this. And you have all
Yeah.
of
It's
your,
actually it is. It's called the dashboard.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you have all of your products. Is it mesh or just simple product with textures? You have all of them here, but they are just based, I mean, they're situated on your computer, not online, right? So you can always just remove them from this view. And if you go below, you should have all of your products that are published, right? So this is in submitted in peer review. I don't have any, but those are the published ones. So all of my products are here, and you can just go and edit them, right? And if you are just a texturer and want to just edit a mesh, right? So let's go and just choose a base product. So you have just entire catalog of products. You don't have to go to the website, IMV website, to find products, to find meshes. You can just go and choose the category. You can sort them, or you can, if you have product ID from the website, just you can type the product ID, right? So if you go to the website and let's say you have, or someone sends you a product and you want to derive from this one, just let us wait for a second because today IMView is just very slow.
Hmm.
I'm not sure if just is it me or
Probably
everyone
because we're
else.
streaming.
Uh, Maybe we will see. Okay, so yeah, but this is, oh yeah, it's loaded. So this is product ID, and we have the product ID as well here. So if you just copy this one, right? Copy and paste here, and just hit search, you got the product, and you can just go on the right side. You got the derive button and entire derivation history. So this is important one. I will show you why, because I was just browsing the catalog today and found something interesting. Let me just quickly close it,
Aye. Aye.
and let's just click one product. And as you can see,
Oh
this is
wow.
this is magic, and I just discovered this one. And look at this, so many hidden products and so many different products just to create one
Wow.
product. And
How on
every
earth are they keeping the price at 450? Oh, 2000. Oh.
yeah, so most
So
of
what is
the
that? Zero? One
yeah,
credit?
I mean this is like 50, yeah, 50 credits.
So what
This
are the
one,
other ones then? They must be deriving like
this is
zero.
zero, zero, yeah, and this is hidden products, and all of the products have to just load into the client, right?
Yeah.
So it takes resources, takes time. So be sure if you are just creator and create textures, be sure just to go here, right,
Wow.
to the entire top. So this must be here. So baby or different kind of product from IMVU, and then you have product from Mesher, right? So this is Mesher product, and if you derive from this one, your product should be placed here, right? Let me just check. Um, let's just return to
That's
my product.
crazy. I mean,
It is, it is,
I know that some of those products are, they can get quite crazy, but that is seriously crazy.
it is. I just discovered this one
That must
today,
have
so
been
I
what,
wanted
about
just to show
20?
you it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is
Wow.
quite an issue, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That so many products are in the derivation tree. All right, so yeah, usually when you derive from product, it should have like this one. Oh, sorry, wrong button. Don't save. And let's just quickly return. And product ID, don't be sure to check product ID. I don't want to edit this one. I just, okay, so IMView just doesn't want to let
Oh,
me
yeah. If
load.
it's yeah, you have to derive from the published.
Okay, maybe here, just because you have two places to just to search, right? And if you click here, you have this one here. So yeah, okay. So I was saying that here is the basic or base mesh from IMVU, so empty one, and this is just my mesh, right? So this is derivation history or derivation tree that doesn't take much space and should load very fast when it comes to the client. And you just, if you want to use this one, just hit derive and it will just quickly load you
Should we
the
tell people
mesh.
why they do that derivation, long derivation chain stuff?
Yeah, why not? Why
Well,
not?
I mean, obviously, the reason why people do it is because as a creator, when you derive a product or when a product of yours is derived from, you get a point for that basically. So if you have a product with a really huge derivation chain, every if you're the one that's created that derivation chain so you're deriving from your own products several times over. Every time someone derives from a product that's at the top end of the derivation chain, you will get a derivation point for every derivation down the chain. And of course, that falsely, shall we say,
Mm-hmm.
boosts your derivation numbers. That's why people do it. It's basically gaming the catalog.
Yeah, exactly. So as you can see, many creators do things like this, and there are also zero change derivables, right? I
Yeah,
mean derivations. So be aware of that. If you are a new creator, just always go through the source and check which one is just the uh, proper mesh, right? So you should derive from the source,
yeah.
let's say. All right, yeah. So maybe before we go and just show all the features, let's go and um, maybe showcase or show when you are just a mesher, right, and want to upload your mesh to Studio, how you do it. If you want just to create, let's say, if top, just choose empty female clothing from this one, or just type the product ID here, click derive, and the biggest advantage of the Studio is that you can upload different types of clothing based on empty female clothing or male clothing. So it doesn't have to be clothing. You can also upload accessories. So let me just quickly show you how it works. And also you can upload, let's say from the 3D Studio Max, you can use Cal 3D or FBX. So you can import FBX. So maybe we will try to show you how to import FBX or Cal 3D. So maybe let's just quickly switch my view, my look of avatar, just as a default one. I mean, not default, but different one.
We could
And
do with a single button that just resets your avatar, or
yeah, we could also just, oh, not this
whoops.
one. What did I, oh, cancel, wrong one. Okay. But yeah, I mean, we could just go with this one because I will try to show you an accessory. So if you want to just upload, let's say FBX, right? Import, just click import FBX and let me try to find an FBX product. Do I have one? I should have one in export, yes. I mean, it won't have a skeleton, so it might not work properly, but it should work for this tutorial at least. So you just import your FBX and you usually want to set it up. So here we have scale, right? And there are no skeletons here. It's weighted to one bone, I guess. And this is product ID. You can change it here, as you can see, to 90 from 10 to 99. So it's up to you which one you wanna choose. You can choose 80 if it's just a simple accessory that doesn't change the base mesh, right? So this is just additional mesh. And let's just click next. And we only have one texture, so go with this one. And the advantage of FBX is that you can set the textures in 3D, right? So in your application, you just set them up and they will just import. You don't have to manually add them. So let's just click text. We don't have any animations, review, and just import. As you can see, you got uh, the texture, and of course it's not weighted, so it doesn't work as it should, but the next one is
Well,
going to be better.
that's actually quite interesting because this is one thing to watch out for. That if you weight it to the wrong bone or you haven't weighted your product correctly, IMVU
Yes.
will default to female O3 master root. So the head, well, in this case, is the skull, the mask, will stay put whilst the avatar will move around because it's anchored to female
Yes.
O3 master root,
Let me just
which is at the
quickly.
root, which is at her feet, is at the avatar's feet.
Yep. Let me just. Oh, yeah. As you can see, just it moves with the.
Oh, so it
As you.
must be what is that? Pelvis?
I'm not sure which one is default for 3D Studio Max because I mean there is big difference, right, between Studio and Blender one.
Yeah.
And do we have any information here?
Yeah, if you click the eye button, the eye icon, skeleton, you'll see or should see. Oh, it doesn't give you that info. I mean, we can see the skeleton, but we can't see
Yes.
what that thing is attached to.
Maybe it's not attached to anything, I guess. I mean,
It'll,
it must be because it moves
yeah,
with
it'll
the
be
avatar.
attached to. Well, if that's the thing. That's what I was saying. That if you set the object up incorrectly, IMVU will try and correct for it, and it'll overcompensate essentially and route it to female O3 master root, which is the bone that's at her feet. But if it's parented to another bone, it will move, but not the way that you expect it to.
Yeah. So, but this one is just to show you how to
Yeah,
import
yeah.
things. So let's just close it. Don't save, of course. And oh,
Is that the same mask?
yeah, it is same mask. I will just quickly
Oh,
show you different method of just uploading, importing meshes. So the same steps.
yeah.
let me just quickly go to the looks. And now when you go to the mesh tab, okay, maybe we can just tell something about those tabs here. So we have material tab, mesh tab, action tab, particles, scalars, and actors. So now let's go to mesh tab, click on the plus icon, and choose a custom ID because we are going to import the same mask. And we can just type 80, right? Like in the previous one, or anything. You can type 55 and just click add. Now you will have to manually select your mesh. So go here, add new XMF, and let's search for the mask. This is called Cal3D, exported from the 3D Studio Max. And this is skull mask, yes. So this is the one. As you can see, material is here. And let's just go and preview without any textures, of course, because it doesn't import textures. As you can see, it's
Oh,
just
there you
weighted
go.
to the
Yeah.
head, right? So it's in a proper place,
Yeah.
not like before.
No.
And you will have to just manually add textures. Okay, so now the description of the tab of material. So let's go with the name. You can just name it anything you want because this is only for you, not for IMVU. So it will just stay on the studio. And you can choose diffuse. So diffuse is just normal texture. And let's just find the mask. Okay, so this is my texture, right? And if you click, if we click preview, and here we have, right? So this is the texture of mask. Next one is opacity. So opacity is just, let's say, black and white or monochrome, maybe.
Great
That's the better,
grayscale.
yeah, grayscale uh, map that will allow you to make certain parts of a mesh, of a texture, just transparent, translucent. It's up to you. How will you set it up, right? So you can just, let's say, remove half of the mask by using opacity. Maybe we can show it, right, to the
Oh, yeah.
users.
Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, we have time, so let's just go and go crazy with this one. So Halloween one, and this is the mask. Let me just quickly drop it here. All right, so as we said before, just black and white. So the black will be invisible, right, in the
So
IMVU.
if you desaturated that, you could literally use that mask, well, that image, because it's almost more or less grayscale, and that would give
Mm-hmm.
you different levels of transparency.
Yes, yes, you could also do this one. Why not? But just let me try to show you something. Save as, and okay, opacity, and let's just go with JPEG and click opacity. Of course, I didn't remove that teeth, so
That's all right.
let's go with this one. All right, and as you can see, oh, the teeth are
Nice.
removed. Yeah, so you just removed half of the mesh by
Yeah.
using the opacity map. And yeah, you can just import something like this, and the effect will be just like translucent,
Mm.
different, right? So yeah, it depends on the mesh, of course. Some creators, some meshers remove parts of the body, so
Yeah.
be aware of that. If you want to just derive from a, let's say, t-shirt, some of the meshers just remove, let's say, this under part
Yeah.
of the body, and if you use opacity, it will be just hollow mesh. So yeah,
Yeah.
just to be aware of that. And of course, you can just always remove or unassign the asset and preview it. It's gonna just quickly remove to the previous state.
Yeah.
So
Keep in mind that your your opacity maps, the images that you use should be desaturated, so they should be grayscale.
Hmm.
But if you don't do that, I think Studio forces the conversion, or it interprets the colors as grayscale values.
Yeah, it's just like here, right?
Mm,
It
mm,
it, it can be just IMV just changes this one into the
yeah,
opacity and it's just translucent.
yeah.
All right, so normal maps. We already recorded a video with normal maps, but we'll just try to quickly cover this one. I already have normal map for this one. Normal maps allows you to just show you more details without editing the mesh itself, right? So you can just show the highlights or maybe something indentions in the mesh without editing the mesh itself. So let's just quickly show you. And yeah, so as you can see, we got the cracks more visible, right?
Mm,
Let me just unassign this one once again. And I think this is
yeah,
the biggest advantage of the IMVU Studio, right? So
yeah.
normal map is just blessing, in my opinion, because this brings the mesh to another level, and the stronger normal maps, the bigger effects is, but just don't overdo it because it can just be easily destroyed, or you can just get a different effect that you didn't want to. All right, so when it comes to normal map, I think that's all. As I said, we already covered this one, so if you want to get be more familiar with the normal map, just go watch the previous, I mean, not the previous, but I think it's the video number 4, the live stream. So be sure to just check it out. And let's go to the shyness. So shyness allows us just to make a reflection on our surface of the mesh, of the texture in this case. So let's just add this one. And shyness is just also grayscale, right? Like opacity. So the lighter colors shine more, and the darker ones just are stay black or aren't that shiny as before. As you can see, yeah, and this is gonna th those two textures play very well together. So if we have normal map and shyness, so you can now see that we have so many that the texture is very coarse, right? And yeah,
Oof, yeah.
there are so many details here that it would be just very hard to achieve. Let's say for a 1 meg uh, skull or mask, right? Of course, you could just make it plain, but I just wanted to add more details in the mesh itself. All right, so when it comes to shyness, I want to try something and show you, because sometimes you want to just make a certain area of the mesh black, right? Without the shine. So if you, I think it should work. Let me just quickly try something, and maybe this one. All right, so let's just save it. I'm just saving as JPEG, but you can also use PNGs. But be aware of that. It's gonna increase the size of the mesh itself of the product. All right, so let's just try it.
Say hello, Kuroy.
Hello.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's no, that's somebody asking in the chat if that was no. This is me talking. The other one talking is Kuroy.
okay. And as you can see, so the one eye is just blacked out right in here in shyness maps, and I think some users have problems with this one. So if you just use a pitch black color in shyness map, in shyness texture, it's gonna be
Completely
like,
matte, flat.
yeah,
Yeah,
flat. Yeah, it's like, I'm not sure, it's like a Venta black. I think the very popular black color now.
yeah,
it's almost pitch black, right?
Yeah.
And here you have shyness, and over here it's like, as you said, just matte. So be aware of that. You can use this trick just to remove shyness from the mesh, and of course the Fresnel reflection, and you can just increase or decrease the amount of the reflection here in settings. So if you just set it to 10, it won't be that as shiny as this one. And let's just wait for a second. Yeah, as you can see, it got some shine, but not as shiny as before. And of course, if you go to the maximum 100, it's just gonna be very shiny, maybe too shiny. Yeah, it's just like a metallic one.
Kind of looks like it's made from silver, actually.
It is quicksilver, something like
Yeah.
this. Yeah. I mean, you can see those black areas are just too shiny. And even the matte one it doesn't look like it should. I
Yeah.
mean, it looked before.
Well,
So.
yeah, that's the problem with when you have your contrast up quite high and you boost the reflection value, it'll. I mean, it doesn't ignore the black values, but it's because it's such a high boost.
Yeah.
It just boosts everything, even though it should actually be black or
Yeah. So
non-shiny. Yeah.
yeah. So just start low and increase the amount.
Yeah.
To the amount you want to have. All right. So I didn't say about transparency. So we have different. Let's just apply opacity again. But maybe let's use this. Maybe this one. And okay. All right. Yeah. It's
There we go.
applied here. And we have different modes, right? So we have composite blend. So this one is just the smoothest one.
Yeah,
If you have
that's the one that's the most the equivalent to classics default transparency.
yes, but to achieve better effects, if you have like few items, just leave it single-sided, not double-sided. It will just help you to achieve the effect that you want. I recently made a mesh that I tried to use a different levels of opacity on one mesh, and it didn't work well until I just disabled double-sided. So be aware of that. You can just play along with this. Okay, and addictive blend. I think I never used this one. I'm not sure if you use it.
No, it just makes things look brighter.
Yeah, as you can see.
You would use it for maybe lights, things like candles.
I think it works like subsurface shading, I think.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but it just makes the mesh more, let's say, illuminated, more
Yes. So you could use it in
brighter.
combination with some of the other effects, the emission and all the other bits and pieces. But yeah, basically it makes it bright because it's essentially the same as additive blending of textures in Photoshop.
Yeah. Okay, and the last one is alpha test. I mean, it's good one if you want to make it, let's say, the edge is not gradient, right? So as you can see, you got almost sharp edge here. Let me just try to switch it to this one. I'm not sure if it's gonna work.
Yeah, this is why your opacity maps need to be proper opacity maps. Yeah.
Yeah. So as you can see, the very sharp edges.
Yeah.
Over here. And that you can change the threshold, but usually this one is the perfect one for me at least. But let me just quickly show you the difference between, let's say, 8. Yeah, as you can see, it almost takes a part of mesh, right? And let me just quickly show you one. Oh yeah, and here we have just, it's not
Yeah, it's not strong enough. Yeah.
yeah, not strong enough, exactly, not strong enough to just show you the what's beneath the mesh. So yeah, I usually, if I use alpha test, I usually go with 0.5, and it should be strong enough to just show you good edges. But always, of course, remember to make good opacity maps
Yeah.
without those areas.
Yeah,
So yeah.
this is why you want to make your opacity maps properly rather
Hmm.
than just converting images.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't do this. Just go,
Yeah.
take your
Yeah,
time, right?
this is just by way of example.
Okay,
Otherwise,
just
yes. Oh yeah, third eye.
yeah, but just trying to show you, try to show, I mean, make sharp edges, right? When you
Yeah.
use, of course, if you are going to use alpha test, if you are going to make composite blend, it's up to you if you want to just make it gradient or
Yeah.
different translucent or opaque mesh. All right, so let's just continue to to the next feature. Let's just unassign opacity and preview this one. Yep. All right. So as you can see, defaultly we have the single-sided mesh, right? When you upload the mesh to the studio or to classic client, as you can see, if you
Yeah.
go to from the inside, it it doesn't show you the mesh, right? So if you go here, you have we have the normals of the mesh facing the camera, right? And or the front. And here is the inside of the mesh. If you click double-sided and preview this one, just wait a second. And as you can see, we have the textures from both sides, right? From the normal side and from the inside. Usually from the inside is darker, right? The mesh is darker, the texture is darker because of the normals facing here, facing upwards. All right. So this is double-sided. The next feature is ignore fog. I don't use this one um, because it just ignores the fog that is in the room, right? So the mesh is not going to be affected by the fog. All right, so another one is just self-illuminate. So this is old feature from the classic client that makes the, let's say, mesh that's gonna shine a bit when it's dark, right? So I use this
Yeah,
one.
and notice that it looked like it got rid of the normal map when you did that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it turns off
Yeah,
some of the effect. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
yeah. Me neither. I don't use self illuminate anymore because we got emission and shyness. Let me just,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it does.
It
It
does. It
disables
does.
the normal. Well, of course it would because it's flattening the light.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically like ambient light in a room. Without a light source.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I remember I used this one self illuminate in my old mesh. I also made something like neon, and it worked well in dark rooms, right? It doesn't have big effect when it's like this one in daylight,
Yeah,
when you have darker rooms or black rooms, and then you have just like something like outline or neon, and you just click self illuminate, it's gonna work pretty nice. But I think I haven't used this one in studio, as I said before, because we have emission.
yeah,
So maybe let's go to the next one. So skin composite. If you just enable this one, you will just get a skin, right, of the avatar. So it's used when you use opacities, let's say for skin tight dresses, skin tight clothing garments. Um, it's very useful, but as I said, it's just limited to just showing the skin of the avatar. as a layer. All right, so this one just this is tricky one. I'm not sure if you have used this one.
No, I have not used that one.
Uh, this one just makes the texture uh, be uh, changed by the default texture. I know it doesn't sound uh, good, but if you check this one, the mask, I mean, if there is texture of the mask somewhere on the IMVU base mesh, it will be changed to the base mesh, to the base texture. That's the property of the of a readable option. So it shouldn't have an effect here if I just press it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's changed because, yeah, I know why, because this use ID number 2. So
Oh, okay.
this overrides the texture, my texture, to the
So
default
it's
one.
overriding your texture to.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
So it's very hard to explain this, but it's better to show it, right? So yeah, as you can see, there is a
right.
just
So it's
head
overriding your
face.
image
Hmm.
and placing the default or the original back in it.
Hmm.
Well, not back in its place, but in its place. So material ID 2.
Yes, you have to keep in mind that the ID of the material,
What
right? So
is that?
if
The head?
yes, this is
Yes,
the head,
that's yeah.
and let's just make an experiment. Can we? I'm not sure if we can make it this material ID number. Is there any option to change this one?
In is it inventory? No, it's not inventory. Where is it?
No, and let's just quickly check.
You have to.
I would probably need to upload this one,
Yeah.
or maybe I can just change it. Can I change it? This is just an experiment. So we are trying to discover something, but no, no.
Yeah,
Okay.
it looks
So
like it needs to be actually assigned to something.
yeah, it needs to be assigned to, let's say, number. I wanted to show you the skin of the avatar, right? So
Yeah, yeah,
number
yeah,
7, I guess. But yeah, so but you get the point, right?
yeah.
Of this one, and maybe some user will use this one, but I have never used this one before. I didn't have any need. So of course that we have subsurface shading. So this one just gives you something like impression of the illumination from the inside, if I'm not wrong.
No,
And
yeah, it's yeah, yeah.
you,
It's if you
yeah.
think about it from the point of view of skin, it's kind of adding the sort of the translucency of.
Hmm. Let me just quickly check if this is gonna work. I'm not sure if there is any visible effect. So yeah, but usually it should just make it glow from the inside, right? I'm not sure if there is any effect, but let's just remove it and unassign. All right. And then we have vertex colors. So this is just gives the coloring from the mesh, right? So if you use Blender or a 3D Studio or Maya, you use vertex color to color the mesh. Let's say you can just use it to make shadows, right,
Yeah,
on the mesh, and it's good feature, but well, it depends on your needs. I
yeah. It's
don't use it.
underutilized. A lot
Yeah.
of people don't use it that much.
Hmm. I mean, it's useful when you make furniture or rooms, right?
Mm-hmm.
But maybe not for clothing. But well, maybe some users would find this useful. And the next one is the iridescence one. This is great feature if you want to make your product go crazy like disco, right?
Oof.
Yeah. So this is iridescence. Yeah. So we have the silver
Looks like
grill. This looks one.
diamonds.
Yeah. This one looks nice. And of course, you can change the um, how to call it. Just forgot the words. Strength. Yeah, you can
Yes.
change the strength. Sorry, just blank mind for a second. Yeah, you can change the strength of the iridescence just to fit your or suit your needs. And the last one, I just disabled this one, is emission. So you need to provide, as you can see, texture for emission. So
There
let's
should be
just try.
grayscale as well.
Yes. So
Yeah.
let's just try to use one from our. I think this should be okay.
Did you enable? Oh, there
Nope.
you
And let's just go with low values. Let's go with 0.1 and wait for it.
go.
Yes.
Oof.
Yeah, it's still too strong,
It's
right?
it's super sensitive, that.
It is.
But you could control it using your emission map by making the values closer to black rather than
Yes,
mid
yes.
mid mid.
As you
Yeah.
could see, the
Oh wow. Yeah.
insides, the
That's super sensitive.
the eye sockets were just black, right? When I set
Yeah.
it up. Oh, yeah. So as you can see,
Yeah.
the darker colors, the emission is just close to none here. So yeah, just keep it in mind. But it's useful when you just make neons
Yeah.
or lamps or different kind of lighting, I
Yeah.
think. Or maybe just something like streetwear. It could be useful. I think there is a part of garment that it's anti-paparazzi, right? When you use this one, when you
Oh
just
yes.
they
Yeah.
use they use mesh, right?
Reflectivity. Yes. The
Uh-huh.
yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
you could achieve such effect by just using emission. Yeah,
Hmm.
but this one is quite nice. Okay, so we covered most of the features here, but before we go to another point of our live stream, maybe we can just go with texture animation. I'm not sure if users want to see or go deeper into it. Let me just try to show you on my product. That should be faster. I don't want to just waste our precious time. So I made something. Oh, this is not product ID, and this is old mask. Maybe let's just edit product, or maybe not this one. Let me quickly check because I have a lot of, as you can see, materials here.
Oh.
So you can easily go and go crazy with the materials, as you can see. And where is the mesh? There is no mesh. Okay, yeah, it's coming and it's lagging. All right, yeah. As you can see, there are a lot of particles here, but that's not the one I just wanted to show you. Let me search again, and I think, and that's not this one as well. Oh, yes. It should be devil. All right, yeah. So I'm not sure if how many users are familiar with animations, textured animations, but you have two options, right? So you have scrolling. So the texture just goes from left to right or from right to left. It depends how you set the direction of this scrolling mesh. Scrolling texture, or you can use cycling, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as you can see, here we have something like animated wings. You can compare it to, let's say, a GIF, right?
Yes.
GIF animation, and it depends on the how many cells you have. here I have 16 cells. So you start from the
So what does
first
the image look like?
yeah, I'm gonna show you in a second. So this is the image. I have it somewhere here. Let's just close it. And yes, okay. So this is the halo, not from the devil. So maybe do I have this one here? View and Halloween and yes. So those are yeah. Here we have the wings, right? So it's divided into different or different cells, right? So we have almost none, and the texture slowly appears here, and this just cycles the uh, through the texture.
Mm.
So from the first one, from the zero, sorry, from the cell number 0 to just the last one. So numbers of cells is just important because
So
if you
your
change,
original image is 256 by 256 or 512 by 512.
yeah, the second one is just my
Right, and
uh,
then then
file.
the cells are divided equally, so they're all
Mm-hmm.
64 by 64. Right.
Yep. So as you can see,
Yeah.
it's
That's pretty
just
clever. Yeah.
yeah, it's not bad when you don't have to waste many resources or just make a mesh, right? That appears here. It's just plain texture, and I use diffuse texture, and the opacity is just the textures itself. So the shape, in this case, shape of wings, and everything is separate on separate planes, as you can see. So wings, horns, right? Horn and tail. Here we have.
Oh, okay.
And the tail is yeah, and this is the tail one, because you can place different shapes on one plane. Like here we have horn and tail, and this one displays horn because I set it from numbers from cell A0, sorry, and when it comes to tail, it goes from cell number 9, right?
Right, so that's the start point.
Yes, so you can use the
Yeah.
starting point
So it's an offset,
over.
basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure, something like this. Exactly. I wouldn't say it better. So yeah. So and of course just numbers, frames per cell, and size. Of course you can set offset for the texture as well. And yeah, when it comes to the animation, I think that's all. As I said,
Have
you
you
can use.
tried have you
Sorry.
tried using the other effects on those textures, or do they work? So like using the emission on that?
Uh,
Do we have
when the I mean, I can try because when I submitted the mesh, there was no emission.
right,
But yeah,
that'd be interesting.
I think you should be able to
Yeah,
do this. Let's just try it. And I think we have to enable it. Oh,
it's
let's
gonna be
go with.
super bright.
Oh, it's okay. Just close your eyes for a second.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
As long as it's gonna work. Is it? No,
Is
it's
it
not
doing anything?
working. No. Let's just try to apply something here. Yeah, it's working. It's the tail,
Oh, the
right?
tail.
Yeah. But as you can see, because we added shyness, let's just unassign this one and check again. Is it gonna work? But as you can see, you have the outline,
Yeah, the
right? Here.
halo. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe when we let's just remove double-sided.
Oh, that's possibly to do with composite blend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we will have to just set it as alpha test. Let me just quickly check. But we will just remove the gradient here, right? Yeah. As you can see, we don't have the gradient.
Yeah, but
If you set.
it is doing the glowy effect though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Some kind of glowing effect.
Stephen asked on Facebook, does the cell read from left to right and down? I think it starts in the top left, doesn't it?
Yes, yes. Top left, and then you go just.
Bottom right is the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. does. So you can start from any cell, and this is tail. So you can start from, let's say, 0. If I place 0 here, I will get the horns, right? Because I have two different, yeah. As you can see, I got horn and then the tail, horn and tail, right? So if I return to
That's
start from the cell number 9, I will just get the tail one, yeah. Of course, you
so.
can
Have you
always,
got the cell? Have you got the? Do that again.
yeah, 0. All right, yeah. So this is the horn and the tail, right? Full horn, and then you get the tail.
So you've got both of those patterns on the same texture image.
Yep, let me just show you, okay? That should be easier to understand. And this one is, yeah. So
Oh,
here we have 8 cells with a horn and 8 cells with a tail, right? So in the first one, I utilize only first 8 cells. So I start from 0. And then in the next one, in the tail one, I start from cell number 9, right?
oh, I
So
see.
as you can see, if I start from
Oh,
the
the
cell number
start
9,
cell. Right, I get
so
you.
this is the start one, yeah. And yeah, you got the entire tail here.
Okay, so the start cell is cell number 9.
Mm-hmm.
Number of cells 16.
Okay, and you can of course speed it up or slow it down
So how does it know it's only supposed to be using 8 cells out of the 16?
because of the cell size, right?
Oh, okay.
We got the cell size and the number of cells, and it just computes it, right? I'm not sure if
Oh,
that's
I
the
see.
correct word for this
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
And it just guesses that's the of course the square texture in here, 512 by 512.
Yeah.
If we go mess with the numbers, let's say 12 by 12, it should mess our texture, yeah, and
Right,
it doesn't
yes.
even work,
Yeah,
right?
because it's essentially rendering the black of
Mm-hmm.
the image because most of the image is just black.
And as you can see now, if you place
Yes,
this
yeah.
one, and the animation is just not playing because the numbers of cells
Yes.
doesn't
Right.
go with the width
Yeah.
and height of the mesh and the number of cells. So
Yeah.
yeah, you just have to just uh, divide the size of the mesh. I mean, sorry, the size of the texture by just um, the size, the number of
Yeah.
cells. So you
Yeah.
can just do it in Photoshop by just dividing the texture, right? So you can use this feature, and you can edit this, right? So
Does the
let me just.
texture actually have to be square?
No, I don't have. I don't think it have to be square. You can use, I think, different texture sizes,
Mm.
but it has to be just um, count, not computed, maybe just calculated
Yes.
properly.
Yeah.
If you just
So,
calculate it
yeah.
properly, when the cell size is the same size
Yeah.
of the rest one
Yeah.
of the rest cell sizes, so you could just get half of this one, right?
Yes.
And just make it like this,
Yeah.
and this texture should work as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just, you know, up to your needs. All right, I think that covers the. I mean, it's vast topic, right?
Mm.
You could just tell a lot of things about this animation, but I think it in brief it just
Yeah.
covers most of the uh, story here. All right, so let's move to the next one. Let's just quickly close it, don't save it. And okay, so we have mesh, and then we have actions. I think I don't have any actions, so we won't cover this one today. It's
Yeah.
just basic.
That's a big topic in of
Yeah,
itself.
it's just
That's
like for few live streams. I I
yes.
think not
Yeah.
fun. So maybe yeah, maybe some other time if there is such a need. Okay, and particles. Yeah,
That's
this
another.
is a heavy topic as well. We
Yeah.
could cover, I mean, spend days doing particles.
Maybe
But I
yeah.
will
So
just,
maybe we can do a stream on particles.
I mean, yeah, we can,
Mm.
because I just, as you saw, I made the mesh with this. Let me just quickly show you. Yeah, as you can see, yeah, I have particles here, so that they go from the, let's say, pelvis
Pelvis.
maybe area, and
Yeah.
they just disappear here, right?
Yeah.
So you can go here and set it everything,
Yeah. There's
right?
crazy amount of
And there's a
settings for
lot of
that.
options.
Yeah.
Just to quickly show you that you can use these particles, and it's
All
gonna
right.
be very helpful
Yeah.
to just determine where the particles start and where they should just go. As you can see, you have the
Yeah.
arrow here, so they go just upwards. But yeah, maybe we can just do let's
Yeah.
say half an hour of
That's a
this one.
stream on its own. Is that?
Yeah, so let's just disable them. And yeah, what else can we cover in this tutorial? Because we have scalars as well. I'm not sure if so many creators use this one, but
I
I
don't
think
know
it's
if.
helpful.
Well, I mean that's another big topic. But yes, I mean that's your instead of fiddling around with the debug and manually editing
Hmm.
the controls, we've now got this so that we
Yeah,
can.
I mean it's quite easy to use. We could just place number, and you got the
Yeah.
tie, right?
Yeah.
And this is the RLL LL size.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not sure what the names of this one is. And you can add another scalar to just uh, RT. Oh, sorry, RT hip, and then let's say this one. So you can just change the properties of the mesh. Oh yeah, and you just got the bigger size, right? So you can just place it here, and I guess no, is it Y? Is it X?
I don't know.
Uh,
Let's see.
I think it was this Z. I think it's Z.
That's
I'm not
length.
sure.
Is oh no, but we'll try and see what it does. Did it do anything?
No. Why? I mean,
Which axe? Yeah, oh well, no. Actually, does it look? It does look as if it's done.
yeah. I mean,
Oh yes, there we go. It just took
yeah,
its time.
it takes time. So yeah, this one is, as you said, height
Yeah.
of the mesh. So yeah, it was X. Sorry, my mistake. And this one, yeah, it should look better. Let me just quickly preview this one.
Yeah. It did.
Yeah.
It changed.
So yeah, you can just set it to any number. Of course, don't overdo this one, because it just, I mean, it won't look natural, right? If you go with the too high with the numbers.
Well, people do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely.
People. Oh dear.
It's up to your needs, as always say, right? So yeah, and it will just affect. I think it affects entire hierarchy of this. Oh, I just placed this RT heap, not RT tie. RT.
No, it should do it to just specific. All right. Yes, so that's the hierarchy. Yeah.
I think it's the
Oh
hierarchy of
no.
the
Yeah.
mesh.
Well, yes, because you're adding different. Uh, yeah. So you're scaling different, but individual bones, but you can create a hierarchy by
Mm-hmm.
adding extra bones to.
Yeah, and you can enable, disable this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I think that covers this topic. And yeah, you could just go and create another tutorial.
Yeah. I think Miyaka's covered scalars.
Oh yeah.
I
So
think
great.
she's got a video on her channel on scalars as well.
All right. And the last one is just actor. So if you are just trying to make a scene with more than one avatar, you can always click add new one, and you choose, let's say I want to have a male one, and yeah, you got the male one. And what's good in this option, I mean actors,
Oh, they're
you
clothed. Yeah.
yes, and then you can change the clothing. So let's go to the my
Yeah. I've
inventory,
not used this. That's very cool.
and let's say I want to have different hair on this one. Let's go to male, of course, and apply. Let's say blonde hair, right? So they are not cloned. They are just
Yeah,
different
yeah.
avatars.
They're
So different
actual.
looks, yeah.
Yeah.
And you can just dress, undress, change anything,
That's very
uh,
cool. I've not used that.
prefer. Yeah, I don't use it often, but it's quite useful when you just try to or want to make a, you know, few avatars, maybe in a room.
Mm.
I
So
guess
do you
for
know how many you can add? Is there a limit to how many you can drop in the scene?
let's go and check.
Oh,
Yeah,
so what was that? 5, 6?
no, yes, depends on the six. Sorry,
Oh,
on
the
the
number
seats.
of seats in the room.
So
Okay.
we have 6 seats.
Yeah, that's the default. Yeah, so the default number of seats in a room is
So
6.
the number of actors depends on the seats, right?
Yeah,
So the number of seats. So we are just we got new knowledge.
yeah.
we I haven't used more than one actor, so yeah. But you can just apply different looks to different avatars.
I'm just
Yeah.
thinking. I'm just thinking of you know, uh, fake "I have friends"
Yeah,
Instagram posts,
yeah.
and
Look
they're
how
all
many
just
friends I
actors.
have. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You could do something like this.
Yeah, look how popular I am. They're all actors.
Yeah, and you can just set different actions or different animations to avatar, so they can just take a group photo. Yeah,
Yeah,
you can see.
that's funny.
Yeah,
They'll be
that's
unionizing next.
yeah, that's great. I mean, let's just remove them. That we have too many of actors. One is enough, right? All right. So as you could see, we could just enable skeleton, right? Lights, particles, uh, default MCG pose, skin, labels of the avatars, highlight selection of the avatar, and yeah, the camera control widget. So this is the one here, I guess, and
Yeah.
you can use keyboard just to let's say go through this avatar pose, or just I don't know, make a
Oh, that's
video.
quite useful now. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
if you record a video
yeah, yeah,
for Instagram or anything for
yeah.
YouTube, it's
Turntables.
yeah, yeah, very useful, and you can just go like this, plus minus. I'm using now keyboard, as you could see
Yeah,
on
that's
the
pretty
screen,
cool.
of course. Yeah, so it's very useful, and the effect is very smooth uh, because when you
Yeah,
use
it
mouse,
beats trying to drag it around with the mouse.
yeah,
Yeah,
it doesn't look that smooth. It's just jaggy movements, too much caffeine.
yeah,
All right, so yeah, that's great. I mean, we could also say something about decorations. I mean, the room
yeah,
decorations, it's because you can just add modules or just furniture here. And you, of course, get this, you have to drag it to the correct spot. And yeah, you can just go here. Oh, not this one. Oh, yeah, here. So you can take screenshot. Of course, probably you know how to make a screenshot, right? You can use this one. So you can make a snapshot, high-res snap, or high-res no BG, or you can type, this is asterisk, right?
I think so.
High-res no BG and test, and you got the image saved in this
Yeah, so
file.
that file path is important to remember. It doesn't save it in, well, it saves it in the project folder of your,
Yes, I
yeah, so
usually go with this, just make this one, go here,
yeah, so it's in your
copy this,
documents.
and just go here and paste, and you got the
Yeah,
high-res no BGs, and they look quite
Yeah.
nice, right? I use them to make my product pages and icons as well. And of course, when you go to the submit section, right? When you want to just finish your product, you go to info, and then you click change a photo, and then this is the new feature, the thumbnail generator, right? So you don't have to make your thumbnails by hand in Photoshop or any different application. So you can choose this one, you click select, and they are just applied here. You of course name your product, choose category, and this is important, if you or when you make accessories and you are surprised that there is no head here, right? And you want to make a screenshot of head, just to go choose accessories and then change photo, and then you have different poses here. So you have poses for hands. You can choose scene here. So I want to make a screenshot for face, right?
Yeah.
And you choose it, and that's very simple. If you don't want to make icons, but I recommend making your icons at least for the classic client and web shop, right?
Yeah.
Because on the next shop is you get the generated
Yeah.
one.
The mannequin.
Yeah, the mannequin, exactly. And of course, you can just override the body parts. If you have, let's say, a full outfit like here, I override those parts, because if I uncheck them and make preview, as you can see, the default body parts are just
Yeah. Yeah.
returning. So always remember that one. And what next? Of course, profit, keywords, and of course, controls. So derivable, searchable, display only, and 3D third-party bundles as well. And of course, you save your product and submit, and it goes straight to the catalog. Of course, straight to PR first, and
Yeah.
then the catalog. And I think that's the basics, and maybe more advanced parts of the studio. Maybe in the next one we could go here to the particles
Mm.
and just go through each option. Why not? We could
Mm.
do. I mean, if people want, right? If people want, we can cover this topic. Why not?
Yeah.
Because yeah, it should be a separate tutorial.
Mm.
It would take at least half an hour or maybe more.
Yeah.
All right, so I think it covers everything I wanted to tell you today. I didn't cover one thing, but I think making folds and making texture on its own, it should be as well separate tutorial.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, maybe
That's separate.
we could go to Photoshop sometime and just make a simple texture, wrinkles, folds.
Mm.
If you of course want, people, just let us know, creators, uh, if you want this topic to be covered, because we are doing this for you. And yeah, as you can see, we are also discovering new things. So it's good for you and for us as well. All
Right,
right.
well, that is an hour and 10, so we're at the usual sort of hourish, which is good. So that was actually quite interesting. Some of the things I don't use, so didn't know about them.
Yeah, there are a lot of features, right? And
Yeah.
if you just stick with one product, let's say furniture or clothing, and just not interested in
Mm.
particles or animation,
Mm.
so yeah, I'm not surprised many creators may have just lack this knowledge. Maybe they don't need this, right? It's not a
Mm.
bad thing.
Yeah.
You don't have to feel ashamed.
Yeah.
Maybe in the future you will use this knowledge. So
Yeah.
there you
Yeah.
have it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
All right.
yeah.
Well, that was pretty interesting. So, yeah. I'm not quite sure what we'll do for the next one. I mean, maybe we'll do the particles or something else, the clothing folds. But
we'll see.
yeah, so scroll through the list of right. So thanks for watching, everyone. So that's Kel, Philkir, who else?
There are so many people that you can't count, right?
Yeah, Stephen, Flying Goatman, and then all the lurkers, obviously, because we know you're lurking.
Yeah, thank you very much for just lurking, checking our tutorials.
And all the people that will watch this afterwards in once it's gone.
Of course, it's just gonna be archived,
Yeah,
so you can just replay anytime.
Yeah,
If you want, just make a slow motion of if we are too fast.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Well, not as fast as an equal, but there you go.
She's the fastest.
Very
creator.
quick. Yeah. All right. We'll call it quits there then. So thanks for watching, everyone. And
thank you very much. Have a great day, night, or wherever you live.
Evening, yes.
Yeah.
And we shall see you on the next stream, which will be, well, there will be another stream next Monday, but we've got somebody else, another special scheduled for that. So we'll see you next week.
Yep. See you.